When changing over the lights in a computer room from magnetic to electronic ballasts, several potential issues and considerations should be addressed. Electronic ballasts may require different wiring than magnetic ballasts. Therefore, ensure that the new ballasts are compatible with the existing wiring. Electronic ballasts are designed for specific fixture types, so confirm that the Ultramax ballasts are compatible with the Tewkesbury U-tube fixtures that are already installed. Electronic ballasts can sometimes produce a humming noise, which may not be an issue, but it's worth considering if noise reduction is important. Electronic ballasts generate more heat than magnetic ballasts, so ensure that there is adequate ventilation in the computer room to prevent overheating. Electronic ballasts can create high-frequency flickering that can be distracting or cause eye strain for some individuals. Electronic ballasts are designed for specific lamp types, so ensure that the Ultramax ballasts are compatible with the lamps that will be used. Not all electronic ballasts are dimmable. If dimming is desired, ensure that the Ultramax ballasts have dimming capabilities. To help mitigate risks, consider these recommended steps. Firstly, check manufacturer specifications to verify the compatibility of the Ultramax ballasts with the fixtures, wiring, and lamps through the manufacturer's specifications. Secondly, perform a pilot test before installing the new ballasts in the entire computer room. Install a few as a pilot test to assess any potential issues, such as noise or flickering. Thirdly, consult an electrician to hire a licensed electrician to ensure proper wiring and installation of the new ballasts. Fourthly, provide adequate ventilation by installing additional ventilation fans or ensure that there is sufficient air circulation in the computer room to dissipate heat from the electronic ballasts. Fifthly, monitor for issues. After installation, monitor the performance of the new lighting system for any problems such as humming noise, flickering, or overheating. Some additional tips include the use of high-quality electronic ballasts to minimize the risk of issues. Consider using light-emitting diode lamps with the new ballasts for energy efficiency and longer lifespan. And install the new ballast during a weekend or off hours to minimize disruption to the computer room. When considering wiring compatibility, it's important to understand that magnetic ballasts typically use a simple series circuit to limit current to the lamps, while electronic ballasts use more complex circuitry to regulate voltage and current. This difference can affect the wiring requirements, particularly the gauge and type of wire. The original wiring might not be sufficient for the new electronic ballast, so it's best to consult with a qualified electrician to assess the wiring and make any necessary changes. When assessing fixture compatibility, examine the physical dimensions and mounting style of the existing fixtures. Ensure that the new electronic ballasts fit properly within the fixtures and can be securely mounted. Also, check the voltage and current ratings of the fixtures to ensure they are compatible with the new ballasts. If the fixtures are not compatible, it may be necessary to replace them altogether. Regarding humming noise, electronic ballasts operate at high frequencies, which can sometimes produce an audible humming noise. The level of noise can vary depending on the quality and design of the ballast. If noise is a concern, consider using ballasts with noise dampening features or those specifically designed for quiet operation. In terms of heat dissipation, electronic ballasts generate heat due to the electronic components within them. Proper ventilation is essential to prevent overheating, which can reduce the lifespan and performance of the ballasts. Ensure that the computer room has adequate air circulation to dissipate the heat generated by the ballasts. If necessary, install additional ventilation fans to improve airflow. High-frequency flickering can be another potential issue. Electronic ballasts can produce high-frequency flickering that may not be visible to everyone but can still cause discomfort or eye strain. Look for ballasts that are designed to minimize flickering or use lamps with a high flicker index to reduce the effects of flickering. Lamp compatibility is important as electronic ballasts are designed to operate specific types of lamps such as fluorescent or light-emitting diode lamps. Ensure that the ballasts are compatible with the type of lamps being used. Using incompatible lamps can result in reduced performance, shortened lifespan, or even damage to the ballasts. If dimming is a desired feature, it's important to select electronic ballasts that are specifically designed for dimming. Not all electronic ballasts are dimmable, and using a non-dimmable ballast with a dimmer can damage both the ballast and the dimmer. Also, ensure that the dimmer is compatible with the ballast to ensure smooth and reliable dimming performance. When checking manufacturer specifications, carefully review the manufacturer's specifications for the Ultramax ballasts to ensure compatibility with the fixtures, wiring, and lamps. The specifications should provide detailed information about the voltage and current ratings, lamp compatibility, and other important parameters. If there are any uncertainties, contact the manufacturer for clarification. Before installing the new ballasts in the entire computer room, it's best to conduct a pilot test. Install a few ballasts in a representative area of the room and monitor their performance for several days. This will help identify any potential issues such as noise, flickering, or overheating before they become widespread. Consulting with a licensed electrician is highly recommended to ensure proper wiring and installation of the new ballasts. An electrician can assess the existing wiring, make any necessary modifications, and ensure that the ballasts are installed in accordance with local electrical codes. Proper installation is essential for safety and performance. Ensuring adequate ventilation is important, so install additional ventilation fans or ensure that there is sufficient air circulation in the computer room to dissipate heat from the electronic ballasts. This will help prevent overheating and extend the lifespan of the ballasts. After installation, monitor the performance of the new lighting system for any problems, such as humming noise, flickering, or overheating. If any issues are detected, take corrective action promptly to prevent further damage or discomfort. Use high-quality electronic ballast to minimize the risk of issues. While high-quality ballasts may cost more upfront, they are typically more reliable and offer better performance. They are also less likely to produce noise or flickering. Consider using light-emitting diode lamps with the new ballasts for energy efficiency and longer lifespan. Light-emitting diode lamps are more energy efficient than fluorescent lamps and have a much longer lifespan. They also produce less heat and are less likely to flicker. Install the new ballasts during a weekend or off hours to minimize disruption to the computer room. This will allow time to complete the installation without interrupting computer room operations. When selecting electronic ballasts, consider the ballast factor. The ballast factor is the ratio of the light output of a lamp operated by the ballast to the light output of the same lamp operated by a reference ballast. A ballast with a high ballast factor will produce more light, but it will also consume more energy. A ballast with a low ballast factor will produce less light, but it will also consume less energy. Choose a ballast factor that is appropriate for the lighting needs of the computer room. Also, consider the total harmonic distortion, or THD, of the electronic ballasts. Total harmonic distortion is a measure of the distortion of the alternating current waveform caused by the ballast. Ballasts with high total harmonic distortion can cause problems with other electrical equipment in the computer room. Look for ballasts with a total harmonic distortion of less than 10%. Energy efficiency is an important factor, so look for electronic ballasts that are energy efficient. Energy efficient ballasts will consume less energy and save money on electricity bills. Consider ballasts that are certified by Energy Star. And research the warranty offered by the ballast manufacturer. A good warranty will protect against defects in materials and workmanship. Look for ballasts with a warranty of at least 5 years. Before beginning the conversion, conduct a thorough lighting audit of the computer room. This will help determine the existing lighting levels and identify areas where improvements are needed. The audit should include measurements of illuminance, color rendering index, and glare. Properly dispose of the old magnetic ballasts and lamps. Magnetic ballasts may contain polychlorinated biphenyls, or PCBs, which are hazardous materials. Lamps may contain mercury, which is also a hazardous material. Dispose of these materials properly in accordance with local regulations. After the conversion, monitor the energy consumption of the computer room lighting system. This will help verify that the new electronic ballasts are saving energy as expected. Use a power meter to measure the energy consumption of the lighting system before and after the conversion. Ensure that the new lighting system meets all applicable safety standards. The lighting system should be installed in accordance with the National Electrical Code, or NEC, and other applicable codes. The electrical code addresses safety standards for electrical installations. Before doing any work, make sure to understand the requirements for working with lighting. Proper electrical safety is a must. Be sure to de-energize the circuit breaker and verify that the power is off at the fixture before beginning any work. This will prevent electrical shock. The wires should be properly labeled to ensure they are connected to the correct terminals on the new ballast. This will prevent wiring errors. Use wire connectors that are rated for the voltage and current of the circuit. This will ensure a safe and reliable connection. The new ballast should be securely mounted to the fixture. This will prevent the ballast from vibrating and causing noise. Inspect the wiring and connections regularly to ensure they are in good condition. This will help prevent electrical problems. Consider using occupancy sensors to turn off the lights when the computer room is not in use. This will save energy and extend the life of the lamps. Consider using daylight harvesting to adjust the light levels in the computer room based on the amount of natural light available. This will save energy and create a more comfortable environment. Be certain of local codes for lighting. There could be specific requirements for lighting in computer rooms. Consider the color temperature of the lamps used in the computer room. Color temperature affects the appearance of the light and can impact the comfort of the occupants. Higher color temperatures, such as 5000 Kelvin, produce a cool, bluish light, while lower color temperatures, such as 2700 Kelvin, produce a warm, yellowish light. Choose a color temperature that is appropriate for the tasks performed in the computer room. When choosing electronic ballasts, consider the inrush current. Inrush current is the initial surge of current that occurs when the ballast is first turned on. Ballasts with high inrush current can trip circuit breakers. Look for ballasts with low inrush current. Before starting the project, make sure to have all the necessary tools and equipment. This includes screwdrivers, wire strippers, wire connectors, a multimeter, and a ladder. Having the right tools will make the job easier and safer.